Well, good afternoon everyone and welcome to Los Cristianos here in Tenerife. I'm going to be running you through all of the latest news and information for the Canary Islands and Tenerife here, including the weather, Ryanair and some other little changes, possibly a big change to the driving licenses over here. It's been a bit of a saga going on, so join me. I'm going to be running through all of the latest information. So if you are new to the channel, a big welcome. I am Andrew. I do live here in Los Cristianos in Tenerife, and I do have these regular updates, normally every week, to keep you up to date with what is going on, any little bits of information that might help you with your holidays or if you live here. So we do have these regular updates, so do consider subscribing. I'm going to jump straight in with one of the great bits of news that came out just a couple of days ago, and that is there is good news as regards to UK licenses being exchanged for Spanish licenses. It's been a bit of a saga that's been going on since Brexit. There is a lot of UK residents here at the moment that cannot drive because they can't exchange their license unless they take a Spanish driving test. That is very complicated. They do it in Spanish, so there's a lot of people who just can't drive, can't use their cars. But there is good news coming out from Hugh Elliott, who does say that an agreement has been reached over those final sticking points to do with those UK licenses being exchanged. You will get 6 months to exchange your license without having to take a driving test. So you're going to have to be quick. You're going to have to get yourselves in there. We don't quite know when that is. It's still got to be officially go through all of the process, get stamped, sealed, printed and everything. All of the logistics of it are still yet to be tweaked and printed and worked out for us. When that does come in, I will let you know, but it is good news. It is coming up soon and you're not going to have to take a Spanish driving test, which is nice. Any changes I will let you know, but it is good news from there. He did say that all of the complex issues have now been resolved, which were holding things up, so hopefully it will move a little bit faster now. The valid UK licence holders will be able to drive in Spain once you apply to change that licence. I hope that this latest news brings you some reassurance and helps you consider your next steps. So that full video is on the Facebook page as well. I'll leave a link to that down in the description and you will be able to check that out. Staying with the theme of driving and transport, we did see last week that buses were going to become free from January 1st. A lot of people messaged me asking how they'd be able to do it, if it was just residents. Just to remind everyone, it is only residents, and we have had more details come out from that about who it's going to be for, what you will need to do for it. So it is only going to be free for those monthly bus pass users, the people who have the monthly Bono card. That is who is going to be getting it for free. So your tourists, your sporadic users like me, I hop on it sometimes to go to the airport. We're not going to be getting it for free. It's those monthly Bono card holders that will be getting free use of the buses. Still don't know how you will apply or anything like that, but it did emerge that, if you're just a resident but you hop on and off, sometimes you're not going to be getting it for free. It's those monthly Bono card users, which is fair enough. They're using it for work every single day, so I don't mind paying a couple of euros for the bus. It is very cheap. However, that has caused a big controversy with the taxi drivers over here. They are not very happy at all. They've threatened strikes and protests about the free buses. They feel discriminated against by not receiving any of the 81 million euros allocated to subsidise buses and trams. So they are not happy at all. Hopefully they don't strike or anything now that the details have emerged about the Bono card only. But yeah, they're not happy at all. They haven't been allocated any of that money. They did have very tough times during COVID, so not happy at all. Moving on now, and if you are a fan of Sting, he has announced Tenerife and Gran Canaria concerts coming up next June. It is scheduled to be in Costa Rica over here in Tenerife, and in Gran Canaria the venue has already been announced over there. So if you're a Sting fan, if you're going to be around in June time, or you're thinking of maybe coming over, get yourself over and enjoy a Sting concert. I think it's fantastic for the islands that we're getting some of these little concerts. I wish we could get more, but unfortunately with us only being islands, not having a massive population here, we don't get the likes of your Dua Lipa and all of those that you get in Barcelona, Madrid, which is a shame. But I would love to see more concerts here. I think it's great for the islands, so that's good news if you're a Sting fan. Now, a lot of people asking me about the World Cup Are the bars busy? What's the atmosphere like? How crazy is the island? I've got to say it's a very, very good atmosphere over here. The bars are all nice and busy and full, especially for those England and Wales games. The England game the other day, fantastic atmosphere. You could hear all the bars cheering, and they're all full to the rafters, which was nice to see. All the decorations up, and good atmospheres. I would say if you're going to go to any of those games, you've got to get yourselves down into the bars nice and early. They are filling up. They don't really have reservation systems, so you're going to have to get yourselves in nice and early. Enjoy a breakfast, or if it ties in with the game. With it being the early kickoff for the England game the other day, a few people were having breakfast and lunch before enjoying the game, which was nice. And Welsh fans, I know there's a lot of you here. There is a young girl went viral who was actually going to go over to Qatar to watch the game, watch the World Cup with all the fans, but they were priced out. So she did make a joke on Twitter, and in the end, a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon. 2,500 Welsh fans over here in Tenerife South enjoying watching the World Cup in the bars. I think that's absolutely fantastic. Priced out of going over there, so they came here instead. Sunshine, beers, good value and cheap beers as well, cheap alcohol over here compared to over there. So there is a lot of the Welsh fans over there. I am wishing you well. I hope you do well. You got a draw the other day, and I hope you continue to do well. Well, it's a good story, that, and all from, viral on the internet. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. The other big news that came out yesterday was regards to Ryanair. They have announced that they will be opening bases again in Tenerife South and in Lanzarote. We're going to have more flights, new routes, better flight times, all absolutely fantastic for the island. So Lanzarote as well, all in time for next summer's campaign that will allow the creation of new routes with better flight times, as planes and crew will be based here in the islands. So we're going to have a nice base over here in Tenerife again. We did used to have one. It went, they had issues, but we're now back again. We'll have 70 routes with the islands. 6 of them will be new. 520 weekly flights, which is 10% more than we have now. We already have a lot. We're going to get 10% more. I think it's fantastic. That hopefully will bring the flight prices down a little bit with the competition. Either you go on with Ryanair a little bit cheaper, it will hopefully drive the other prices to come down a little bit. I think it's great news. It's more bums on seats, more people coming over, and it's all absolutely fantastic. Good for the airport as well, which have redone a lot of things over there in Tenerife South. They've got that new terminal going. We've got more capacity now, so it's absolutely fantastic to use it. So if you are over in Gran Canaria, whether you live there or you're heading over there, Yule officially starts over in Gran Canaria with the first seasonal lighting events happening this Friday, which is fantastic. Work has already started of Gran Canaria's biggest nativity sculpture in Las Palmas de Gran Canaria, and opens on Friday, December 2nd on Las Canteras Beach. So we're going to start to see some of our lighting events going on for December, for Christmas. A lot of people asking me when it's going to happen here in Tenerife, in Los Cristianos. I honestly don't know. I can't find it anywhere. If any of you do know, please let me know down in the comments when they will start switching the lights on in Los Cristianos. They're all up. They're working hard. I was in El Medino yesterday, and they were still building all of the nice lights to go in the square there on the beachfront. So exciting times. I'm looking forward to the Christmas season. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Shopping centres start their lights on events this Friday, with Las Arenas in the capital of Gran Canaria, as well as both new centres in Puerto Rico in the south will light up their seasonal illuminations this weekend. So absolutely brilliant. I'm looking forward to that. Seeing a little bit of festive lights going on. It's going to get me in the Christmas mood for sure. I'm looking forward to showing you all Los Cristianos here, all their lights on around the church square there. Now, in terms of weather, it has turned slightly. We're not getting quite as much sun as we were the last few weeks, but we're not complaining. It's still extremely warm. Today, parking the car, it was a nice 23, 24 degrees. You can see it's a little bit scattered cloud around, but there is blue skies. It is still lovely and warm. This is scheduled to stay Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, this sort of scattered cloud, but you will find the sunshine around. And then Saturday, Sunday and Monday, we're back to nice full sunshine in the Canaries. So all good, really. We cannot complain. A few mixed clouds around for November is nothing major. It's still very warm as well. You can still go and enjoy your activities. You've got boat trips out here. We've got 2 boats. We've got a fishing trip. We've got kayaks going on out there. That is my other massive recommendation, is anything you want to do, make sure you book in advance, whether it be restaurants, excursions, boat trips, car hire, all of those things. If you're coming over this winter, please book in advance. It's very busy. Trying to do a few last minute things with mum and dad, and it is tricky because it is so busy. We're eating quite early. My family are over at the moment, and we're out and about eating in restaurants. We're eating at about 5:30, 6, and the restaurants are nice and calm. But come 7:30, 8 o'clock, they all fill up, and there's queues out the doors to get seats in the restaurants. So biggest advice, make sure you do book in advance if you can. If you can't, that's fine, but if there's things that you specifically want to do, you know what day you want to do them, go ahead and get them booked, and then you've got peace of mind. Other little reminder is, of course, to be careful. People are still being pickpocketed, cars are still being broken into, so please do be careful when you come over. Look after your money, look after your valuables and your phones, and look after yourselves as well. Do be careful, try not to drink too much. But that is all of the news I wanted to run through with you, all done. If I have missed anything important, let me know in the comments. Let me know your thoughts as well. Great, more flights coming in. I'm made up with that with Ryanair, and looking forward to this festive season coming up. We're going to have loads of videos on the channel of Christmas time over here in Tenerife, so do consider subscribing. If you want more information as well, I'll be back next week with anything that goes on that might be of interest to you all. Thank you all very much. Hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up as well, and I'm off to enjoy some lunch now and film some other vlogs. There's lots coming up on the channel. Stride on.